Hey folks, this is BestInSlot. Welcome back to our Mods of the Week Spotlight series for Jurassic World Evolution 2. Only 5 mods to check out this week, however, some fantastic new species, some fantastic new cosmetics, and a very cool decoration mod, as you'll see. Very quick disclaimer, as per usual, mods can cause problems with your save files, with loading into your game, all that kind of malarkey. Tends to be a problem when the game updates, or if you are chopping and changing your mods all of the time. Generally speaking, especially just now post-update, you should be okay for a good long while. Who knows, you may be fine forever now, we'll have to wait and see, but either way, you're going to be fine for a little while, and it's a good time to check it out. But if you do get problems, it's not my fault, it's not the mod maker's fault, and it's not Frontier's fault, most importantly. Right, no more dilly-dallying, as they say in the clubs, let's get started. Right, this incredible looking retrosaur is Hammond's Spinosaurus, made by Mastodute, commissioned by I Am Robustus, which I think is important to mention as well. And the idea behind this is that rather than the Spinosaurus being created in the mid-90s, technically by Masrani when you start to look at the DPG stuff, so rather than being created by Masrani, instead John Hammond hears about the Spinosaurus in the late 80s, the mid to late 80s when he's designing Jurassic Park. And you know, Spinosaurus is at the time being hailed as potentially the largest theropod that ever existed, so of course he wants a Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park. Now at the time, this is much more akin to what we thought Spinosaurus looked like. Spinosaurus, as you will know, has gone through incredible changes in its morphology over time, but during the 70s, 60s, 70s and 80s, we thought it was a Carnosaur more related to Allosaurus or Carcharodontosaurus or something akin to that in terms of its morphology. Now funnily enough, Spinosauridae is potentially in Carnosauria, that's a whole other thing, but the point is, this was the interpretation of Spinosaurus at the time, so Mastodute has created this incredible retrosaur, and these are things I really like to see. I'd love to see the entire... I mean, I guess we do have 3 stages of the Spinosaurus, because we've got this one. In the 90s, of course, it became more similar to how it was depicted in Jurassic Park 3, and then it got hunched down lower, the sail got a lot bigger, the paddle tail was added, all that kind of stuff, more towards the 2010s, 2020s. The paddle tail is still relatively new, it's only the last few years we've really started to add that. Either way, I think it makes for a really interesting creature. It's very Jurassic Park appropriate. If there was a Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park, it could well have looked like this. It depends when their research came out. I think it's beautifully rendered, fantastic coloration, and the patterning on the sail in particular. It still has like slight Spinosaurid-ishness, you know, got that very long snout and stuff like that, but it kind of looks also like a weird hybrid. I think it's very cool, and yeah, Hammond would have very happily thrown this on his list, I think, and maybe had this battle the Rex in the original Jurassic Park or something like that. Now, I was going to say time for something a little bit more accurate, but we don't really know that. But this is once again by Mastodute, who's really carried me in today's video, I'll say that much. This is Sauroniops by Mastodute. This is a Carcharodontosaurid from the late Cretaceous of Morocco. Now, it's slightly controversial as a specimen because we have such little evidence for this. It was passed around as a fossil that was bought from local fossil hunters, and then a fossil trader bought it, and then he sold it to another fossil trader. And the only fossil we have for this dinosaur, the only fossil, is like this one right here. It was a single bone from above one of the eyes, from one of the eye sockets. However, despite that, most studies do feel that there is enough differentiation in that socket bone, in that eye bone, to split it from other dinosaurs. You know, some people have tried to call it a synonym for a Carcharodontosaurus species, but modern studies generally suggest it probably was its own genus, Sauroniops, because the name is of course inspired by the eye of Sauron. You can see they've used that as inspiration as well on the eye. He has the literal eye of Sauron in his eye socket. This version in particular, this is one of the special cosmetics included with the mod. And because we only have that eye bone, the name Sauron sort of comes about naturally. And it's a really, really interesting dinosaur. So one of the cool things about... Where's the other one? One of the cool things about these sort of partial specimens like this, I mean, look at that thing. What a beaut. It's got like these flames. It's very Sauron inspired. The flames rising up, that burst of crimson by the eye. Got that Sauron eye as well, but slightly different one that time. The dual hump, where we've got a big hump down here at the back and then a little one here, the spines cresting out. It's a beautifully designed dinosaur. And one of the cool things about these dinosaurs with very little fossil evidence is that the mod makers, Master Dude in this case, can go a little crazy and can just kind of design a dinosaur, basically. You know, there's no rough... there's rough rules. We know it was a Carcharodontosaurid, so it has to look like a Carcharodontosaurid. But they can design extra features and they can push the boat out a little bit and go a little wild, and we end up with these really, really cool dinosaurs. I mean, look at the difference between these two. I didn't realize these two were so different. This one's got this sort of faded, ashen, burnt ember kind of skin. This one's the roaring flames. They're entirely different. Both are unique cosmetics for the Sauroniops. So this is a Gorgosaurus. Well, it's a I should mention very quickly, Sauroniops over there is scaled accurately, scaled to its real life counterpart relative to the humans, etc. in Jurassic World Evolution 2. That's the version I downloaded. There is a second version where it scales it up relative to the other Evolution 2 theropods, which would make it quite substantially larger than this version over here. But you can only have one at a time, so I can only show you this one. Calm down, Gorgosaurus. So Gorgosaurus, once again by Master Dude. This large Tyrannosaurid, very similar to Albertosaurus. We're not going to talk too much about it because we have covered the Gorgosaurus mod, this Gorgosaurus mod, fairly recently. But this is a cosmetic for that original Gorgosaurus mod by Master Dude. And it adds a skin based on the Gorgosaurus found in Dead Sound's incredible Dinosauria series. I'm going to bring up... You get in the... Come here. Dead Sound's Dinosauria series, which you haven't seen, you absolutely should see. But I'm just going to bring up a bit of a comparison so you can see how well that's been translated from screen to screen, from 2D animation into 3D dinosaur. So yeah, you will need the original Gorgosaurus mod from Master Do. I'll include that in the mod download links down below. But you download that and then you download the cosmetic. And I think we had another Dinosauria cosmetic at some point. So maybe eventually we'll be able to actually recreate Dinosauria right here in Evolution 2, which would be pretty cool. Now, that's it for our theropods. We do have another cosmetic-ish to show you, but I'm going to show you something else first. I mentioned there was a new decoration mod, and this is by Scary Face, and this is one near and dear to my heart, to say the least. So I'm just going to hop down this path and I'm going to speed up a little bit. Right, well, there's a suspicious area here to the left that's been blocked off. I wonder why. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. So this is the Bones and Gore mod by Scary Face. It adds 23 new decorations to the game, and I've decided to throw some compies in here. So we've got spinal cords, we've got skulls, we've got brains, we've got hands, we've got, you know, femurs and tibias and everything like that. We've got a heart, large intestines, small intestines, pelvises. There's just feet of various descriptions, rib cages. Yeah, so and the blood splatter itself, which you can see actually reflects and catches the light. The blood splatter, if nothing else, immensely useful. I am once again sad that I've already done 2 versions of Horror Park, so it's hard to justify a third. But I tell you what, folks, that movie park we're doing, oh boy, this is going to help. This might seem weird to some of you. I'm sure some people will get no use out of this, but for me, this is a really big deal. This mod is so incredibly helpful, the kind of thing I've wanted for ages. And yeah, I can see why it's not in Evolution 2 originally, but who wouldn't want a version of the game that looks like this? And I think some of you out there will be as excited as I am by the possibilities that we have with this brand new mod. So big shout out to Scary Face for this one. This is a huge deal for me, and I cannot wait to make some truly gory exhibits. Right, well, I only have one more mod to show you. Let's head to the seas. we're going to end on something completely different. This is Blahaj by Mecha. Incredible. So this is a skin replacer, which I wouldn't usually showcase. I do tend to shy away from using replacement mods, but it's Blahaj. So this mod replaces the Amazon rainforest skin with this Blahaj skin coloration. So Blahaj has this kind of the white underbelly that we've got on some of the other sharks, but then this kind of sort of soft, steelish blue kind of color at the top, which is very different than the other Megalodons in the game. I'm just going to grab a Blahaj over here, and we're going to hold B, which is the correct button. And there we go. We can get a look at Blahaj in all his Sky Jaws flying glory. You can see that the coloration, I'm going to try to bring up a bit of comparison for you there. See that the coloration matches really well with Blahaj. For those who don't know what Blahaj is, I should clarify, I suppose. IKEA have their own line of soft toys, blah, 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 various animals and stuff like that. And a lot of them have names. But for whatever reason, Blahaj the shark is the one that really took off, became much beloved and popular. I have Blahaj emojis on my Discord server. You know, there's a server dedicated to it. It's a big thing. And now we have it in Evolution 2, and it's adorable. It looks great. It's just a nice, simple skin swap coloration, but, you know, the Amazon rainforest isn't my favourite of the default skins anyway, so why not have a Blahaj instead? And that is it from me today. We've come back, Blahaj. We've had the Hammond's Spinosaurus, Sauroniops, and the Gorgosaurus cosmetic, all by Master Dude. Really brought the rate game this past week or so. Bones and Gore by Scaryface, incredible. Actually, let me just check something with Bones and Gore. Can we, right, first of all, if we put the blood splatter in, where does that go? Okay, that goes on the surface of the water, but that's okay. I think we could maybe do something with that. Did they all go on the surface of the water? Yes, okay. I was hoping it would maybe... You could sink it down manually, of course. But you could maybe do... Oh, wait, no. You'd have to very much move this manually. Where's that brain gone? I mean, the brain looks great. These are all... I think the models were all bought from elsewhere, but they still need bringing over into Evolution. Blahaj, I brought you food. Oh, God, he's coming. Blahaj sees the brain and is hungry. You see from here? No. Anyways, some fantastic new species and cosmetics by Master Do. Brilliant mod by Scaryface with the Bones and Gore, and then this adorable Blahaj Megalodon to finish things off from Mecha. Thank you so much for joining me. Throw me a like if you enjoyed the video. These mods will all be linked down below as per usual. Check them out, download them for yourselves. Let me know in the comment section which is your favourite of the bunch, and I'll see you lovely folks very, very soon. Thanks for joining me. Cheers, much love as always. Bye-bye.
Road.